2 hours ago, and the jury just checking out the various officials as you see the Alico platform at the heart of this Houston stage. That's 4 meters square, and those of you who follow the sport will know it well, but perhaps one or two of you joining us for the first time. 4 meters square, that platform, and whatever you do, you must lift and complete your lift on the stage. Well, here are the 13 who weighed in 2 hours ago. The heavy man, you can see there, Nizhat Rahimov of Kazakhstan, and also Rejepov of Turkmenistan. Those are the two heavyweight men at 76.88 and 76.90. But let's meet them personally. And this is the Asian champion of a couple of seasons ago, Rasul Tajian, representing Iran, 28 years of age. Next to him, Chatanphum Chinawong of Thailand, 22, the Asian champion this season. Representing Russia, Victor Getz, only 21, runner-up in this season's Europeans in Georgia. Youssef Mohammed comes from Egypt, 26 years of age, runner-up last season in the 69-kilo World Championships. Kim Kwang-song, the world silver medalist of the past 2 editions of these championships, representing the People's Republic of Korea. Nizhat Rahimov of Kazakhstan, a man who moved from Azerbaijan to Kazakhstan, and now representing Turkmenistan, the man who finished 4th in the Asian Games last year. Ivan Klim flies the flag for Belarus. He was youth European champion 3 seasons ago. And Su Ying, the first of 2 Chinese challengers, the junior world champion of 2014. Andranik Karapetyan, Armenia, just 19 years of age, the junior world champion this season. And now, Liu Xiaojun, one of the legends of the sport, the world record holder for the total and also the Olympic champion. Krzysztof Sramiak for Poland. He was 6th in the Europeans this year. And Tigran Rossion, the world champion back in 2010, representing Armenia. So it really is a star-studded field. And already we've had some fireworks earlier in the day when Elkan Aligulizada, representing Azerbaijan, set a new youth world record of 203 kilos. And that was in, of course, the clean and jerk. And he rattled up a total of 357, and it is the man from Azerbaijan who is the leader in the clubhouse. So just to keep in mind, he actually put 154, 203 for 357. But as we're going into the first part of the competition, the best snatch that we saw earlier in the day, 158 from Lopsi from Thailand. So that is the leading snatch as we go to the beginning of the competition. So we're all set to go. And Michaela, well, something to look forward to, I hope, this evening.
Absolutely. What a champion we have here in Liu from China. Some serious credentials, and the weights that he's posted here just to start on are far in excess. Well, I say far in excess. They are the highest weights. 170 snatch, 200 clean and jerk. Lots to look forward to in this category.
Yeah, Kim Kwang-song, as I said, he's knocked on the door at the last 2 World Championships. And in fact, the man who won it last year, Zhong of China, totaled up 367, but he's not here to defend his title. But that's bad news for everybody else, because Liu Xiaojun is returning to look for no less than his 5th world title. And by the way, that youth record, it used to be held by Tanazar, so that graphic is actually out of date. So everybody's settling down in this giant auditorium, in this huge convention center here in Houston. And we are literally moments away now before we get underway. And as these weight categories increase, we're likely to see more Europeans. We've got Egypt represented tonight as well. and so it becomes more global now than the lightweight classes, which tended to be dominated by the Asian community.
Yes, the Asians really do have a stronghold when it comes to the lighter weight categories, but it's good to see a lot more of the Europeans now having their opportunity. Not to say the Europeans weren't represented, they just didn't quite make the A groups in the earlier days.
Pity they didn't iron the flags, though. So it's always a bugbear, isn't it? You know. But it is a huge competition with over 80 countries represented in the men's division, 75 in the women, over 600 athletes. It's an enormous world championship, and the quality's here. And no doubt, I mean, Michaela, you say this all the time, you know, what you're seeing here, you're actually seeing in every single category a harder fight than you'll ever find at the Olympic Games.
Well, we were discussing this earlier. At the Olympic Games, only 4 women and 6 men can qualify as a maximum. Very few countries will actually have the full quota of 6 and 4. At a World Championships here, for example, though, you can send a full team, and a full team for women is 7, and for men is 8.
Just saw Nijat there. He was well into his warm-up. You could see the reds on there, and 20-kilo bar for the men.
And some of these guys will be right into the warm-up, bearing in mind we're going to be starting in just a few minutes, so they will be almost at top weights already, whereas you're going to have some of the other athletes that we're not going to see until much later on. They won't have even touched the bar. They won't really be doing much other than sitting down, chilling out, and maybe getting up every now and again for the odd stretch.
Just to give you an idea, the biggest totals entered. Kim Kwang-song of the People's Republic of Korea, 370. Likewise for Liu Xiaojun, and also for Tigran Rossion of Armenia. Comes from a huge family of weightlifters, Rossion. And Alexei Nev of Kazakhstan there, just walking away in that sort of light blue outfit. He'll be active in the corner for his lifters. So sit back with Michaela and myself, enjoy this men's 77-kilo competition, and it's Iran to get us underway here. Rasul Tajian, and the bar loaded to 153 kilos, which was his announced opening weight.
Oh, there's the smile, the relief. He's in the competition. That looked very easy, very comfortable for an opening attempt.
Iran, who have won this 77-kilo championship, it was way back in 2003, when their representative Ali Falatinaj, hope I pronounced that correctly, 357.5 kilos. So next man out here, Ivan Klim, representing Europe and Belarus in particular. Young, only 21. And Klim, haven't seen much of him in recent times. Was a former youth European champion, though, some 4 seasons ago. At 69 kilos.
Well, then just out of the junior ranks. That's what you call a power snatch. Barely sat in below parallel. Most lifters, well, very rare to see lifters catch the bar so high on this kind of platform. Really, you want to be sitting in. It was a squat snatch. It was below parallel, but it was very high receiving position.
But with all these men on their opening weights, we're looking for them to accomplish the first lift without too much fuss and bother, because generally it is a weight with which they are pretty comfortable, and it gives you, you know, that platform from which to build after that. Here comes Poland's 31-year-old Krzysztof Zramiak. He's not had such a good time of it in terms of recent form. He's a man who, at best, at this weight category, would lift 157 kilos.
Well, 157 at best. He's coming out on 153. He's not that far off his best. And that looked fairly solid as an opener.
Well, if you can't be best prepared for the World Championships, when can you be? But you can see already there, the judge on the right-hand side was looking at that right arm to see whether there was a press out. That would be where they would naturally be looking, but that looks absolutely fine to me.
I couldn't see anything wrong with that. It's a bit tricky when we don't get the replays from head-on, but that looked pretty good to me. Just the athletes here, you can see them coming back into the waiting area, and they just wait to be called. It's down to the coaches now to time the warm-up to perfection. And you see the coaches here gathering around the computer screen in the warm-up room, and they will be trying to keep an eye on, make sure that no other athletes suddenly increase their weights and catch their lifters out. And they'll literally be glued to this scoreboard throughout the competition.
Heaviest opening weight posted, 170 for Xiaojun, looking to recapture his world title, the Chinese lifter. And now this is Ryepov. Yerepov coming out here for his first attempt, representing Turkmenistan.
Well, I was going to query, maybe he's had a problem in the warm-up room, but he posted a 155 as his opening attempt. He's come out here on 154, so again, usually a sign that something hasn't quite gone to plan. Maybe he missed his last warm-up attempt, puts himself under a bit of pressure from the warm-up room, just throws his shoulders back from the bar, kicks the bar out in front. A bit too much of a swing to be able to control.
Well, it's pretty crowded down the bottom end of the opening lift market, so he shouldn't have to follow himself. But in fact, as I look at that, I can see weights going up. So here he is, coming out again in double quick time.
Zhramiak had 154 on the board. He was called, but then has upped his weight, so it's gone straight back to Ryepov. And as a result, does not get the full 2 minutes to recover.
Lifted 160 in this particular discipline last year in the Asian Games. So it should be within his compass.
Ah, quick look over to the coach. What went wrong? I think he threw his shoulders back again. As a result, doesn't quite get the full extension that he requires. And that's going to be a costly miss.
Well, once upon a time, all these lifters representing former republics of the Soviet Union, they would have been jousting for positions to represent Russia. But now, with all the different independent autonomous republics, you know, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, there's a bigger opportunity for more lifters from Asia to actually get involved at World Championship and Olympic level. Fourth time these World Championships have visited American shores. And Chatafum Chinawong now. And you can see there, it indicates only going into 6th place in the snatch ranking at this particular moment. And that's because Ponchai Lobsi of Thailand had 3 good attempts, 150, 155 and 158 in the B division earlier in the championships. So currently leading the snatch table.
Well, positionally, not bad at all, just lacking a bit of acceleration through the second phase of the lift. You really do need to be extremely powerful as the bar passes the knees. That's where all the upward momentum is generated. Just leaving it slightly out in front.
Yeah, there's lots of things that go into this, not least nerves. Quite a lot of lifters nervous for the first attempt, and then suddenly, having got one under the belt, are able to relax. And now Russia. And this is Victor Getz. Again, one of the younger members of the class, 21.
Well, doesn't mess around on the bar. Straight on and straight up.
European silver medalist this year in Georgia. 160 on his way to a 351 total.
Well, looks very calm and collected. Very little expression. Technically near perfect. Not much wrong with that at all. Absolutely spot on. And when you practice for so many years, so many repetitions,
so moving at a decent pace, and that means the coaches have got to be alert to what's going on in terms of weights being upped here.
All right, Marv coming out on 155. He originally posted 151. So, sign that the warm-up's gone well, hasn't it just?
That was very powerful.
Breathing a sigh of relief. It is the relief. You know, you spend a long time dwelling on what's about to happen. Several days before these guys would have arrived. It's always nice to execute the first attempt. Takes the pressure off.
So, Chatafun for Thailand out here, 155, missed the first time.
Well, that's better, much better.
But it needs to be, because how embarrassed would he be if his teammate from the B group, who lifted 158, ended up by getting more kilos than him. You know, he's in the final to try and go for medals if he can.
Oh, personal best of 163. He's quite a way down on that. I'm not sure he's going to get close to it today. But yeah, I think his first goal is going to be to surpass his teammate, who is on 158.
Right. You can hear the auditorium. It's an auditorium which is filled with knowledge. One has to say that the majority of the spectators are really either participants or officials involved in the competition, but they do know how to give support to young men like this man, Ryapov of Turkmenistan, who's under real pressure. This to keep himself alive. And that's really unfortunate. He can go for the clean and jerk honours, but he's the first man to, I'm afraid, get 3 reds, 3 failed attempts, and now no possibility to get a total, to get a finishing place, or indeed any World Olympic qualifying points.
Well, that's a real shame. It's never nice to see a lifter bomb out. He's got to make the decision now whether or not he comes back for the clean and jerk, or whether he just calls it a day there.
Well, we opened up here on 153, as you can see, so we're 3 kilos up here. At the moment, Christoph finds himself down in 11th place, because quite a few of those B group lifters have got more kilos than the men have lifted so far in the early stages of this championship.
Well, just couldn't quite hold on to it. When that bar starts to swing, it's very difficult to stop it overhead. It's not worth fighting sometimes. That's when you risk injury.
Yeah, he's a lifter who I think has come on to these World Championships not with the greatest of confidence, and I say that because last year he was in the World Championships, finished outside the top 20 when he was lifting at 85 kilos. He's come back down to 77 kilos, but you know, I looked at the Europeans this year, only totaled 334. He was only in 6th place. That wasn't stellar. So you know, he actually needs a competition to go a little bit his way to boost his own inner confidence.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes, you know, you're out of the medals. It's tough to keep pushing, and it's becomes more of an individual's own personal goals and what they want to achieve from this. So hopefully we will see him execute on his next attempt, but he's got a personal best of 161, so this is a weight he should be capable of.
So Yusuf Mohammed in picture there. World silver medalist last year, but that was at 69 kilos, so moving up into this effectively new category for him. Former junior world silver medalist. That was at 62 kilos, some 7 years ago.
Looks like he's had a good warm-up, increased his opener by 7 kilos already.
Yeah, 157, so coming in here, new category, but coming in here to, on a competition stage, go for a new personal best straight away. So fingers crossed.
Well, just turned 25 a couple of days ago. That's a really solid opening attempt. You can just see how heavily built he is in the upper body. Almost wasted muscle, doesn't need all that up there. But that was a strong, powerful opening attempt. 5 kilo personal best on this kind of stage. Really aggressive. Good lifting.
So, Szramiak of Poland. Now, he really is under pressure because, again, he's put the bar up to 157, which at this weight category equals his personal best, but on the evidence so far...
Lacking through the middle. It's a sign of an athlete that's had to lose body weight. You lose that spark sometimes and that explosiveness, and he was certainly lacking through the second phase.
Yeah, I'm disappointed because, you know, the 153 that he opened up on was accomplished without any problem. So I thought, you know, he would build on that. You know, you got the first one away, and I don't mean you relax, but I think you know what I mean. Suddenly, you know, sort of, there's a bit of pressure that evaporates because you've got the first one. And
it looked fairly comfortable as well.
So Iran, well, like the Polish lifter, 153 opened up, but he's pushed the bar now 5 kilos to 158. He's lying down in 14th place at the moment. And 158, of course, is the best from the B group category. But this would only take him into second place because he's slightly heavier than Lobsi of Thailand.
Oh, there's this shout of delight.
Yeah, but most importantly, he's got the lift, and that's the important part of this. So good effort.
Good extension, speed underneath the bar, and catching that weight overhead in a very solid receiving position. Just brings the feet in line before the referees give him the down signal.
In fact, takes him into third place because of the body weights. So Klim.
Short on the extension.
Well, I'm surprised. He looks so powerful on the first attempt.
Well, ideally, these lifters want to get full extension, and by that we mean stand up tall, literally as tall as you can possibly be. Extension at the hip, and he's just short, doesn't quite extend the hips fully. Extension really is neutral position, not forwards. Just see the coaches encouraging him to get up to it, get up tall. That's what's lacking, that's what he needs to correct. If he gets that, he should generate enough upward momentum on the bar to execute the lift. choosing to stay on his feet rather than sit down. Helps the blood circulation and recovery.
This is a tough competition for the coaches when you have 13 in a final like this. 9 times out of 10 we're dealing with 10 or 11 competitors, but it might not sound a lot to have an extra couple of competitors, but I can tell you, trying to keep your eye on the platforms, trying to keep your eye on the scoreboard with an extra couple of people, it is much more demanding.
It is, and it is so close as well.
So, he got 153. Well, that was closer.
Close is irrelevant. If it's not there, it's not there. That is a shame. He's left back on 153. He's going to be disappointed.
But you can see it on his face there. You can see the coaches are disappointed as well, because they know that it's a weight that he can manage. This is not a question of a weight that's too much.
It may be a case of that, you know, he's catching it so high. If he just sits in that bit deeper, that bit quicker, get himself right underneath the bar, may be able to catch it in a better position.
So 2 Chinese achievers in the lineup tonight, and this is the youngest by 10 years. This is Su Ying, junior world champion last season, and coming in to open up on 160 as planned. And Su actually beat the Olympic champion, his teammate, in the nationals this year.
Oh, a little soft under the bar. Works hard to steady himself. That's a good lift.
Yeah, this young man and his 31-year-old teammate, Xiaojun, multi-world and Olympic champion, they both in the nationals total 370, and this man got the national title just on body weight. But I tell you what, he must be some prospect to come up and, you know, do battle with Xiaojun. Okay, 10 years difference, it may be a factor, but on the other hand, what an opportunity to learn from a master. Now, Victor Getz.
No messing around, 5 kilo increase. Second attempt. Nailed.
Yeah, let me give you a bit of perspective though. 160, that's good. But let me give you some Russian perspective. The snatch record in the Russian nationals, Oleg Perepechenov, who holds the world clean and jerk record within the snatch, 177 is the Russian national record.
Well, that's some record to aspire to.
Yeah, that was achieved in Kursk in 2002.
Well, hopefully next attempt will be a personal best, so hopefully gaining some kilos.
So Su Ying leading. Victor Getz has gone into silver medal in the rankings. This is Nijat Rahimov, 160.
Oh, solid. That's how we want to be receiving the bar, confidently. As the bar hits the bottom, that's when you want to be landing. You don't want to be catching the bar high and sinking in soft. That was very good.
But as he exits with Alexei Neeve, he can only actually go into third place because he's heavier than Victor Getz. He's heavier than Su Ying. Su Ying on 76.56, not the lightest of the class. That's actually the Egyptian at 76.37. And now Chatafum Chinawong coming out here. And he's one of the heavier men at 76.85. And he's going for 160. It's extremely tight at the moment.
Fighting hard, not quite enough.
Yeah, just one little question, correction for which I must apologise. So I'm sorry to everybody out there. Actually, Nijat Rahimov has gone into first place because actually he is the lightest of the class. He only weighed in at 75.88. He's the only lifter in this class less than 76 kilos. So apologies for that, but Kazakhstan lead. And Su Ying of China, second place. Victor Getz of Russia, third at the moment.
Big gathering around the scoreboard. There's literally only a few kilos between all of the lifters that are left in the competition, and that's still most of them. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 that have finished. There's going to be very close eye needed to make sure that nobody gets caught out.
Chinese national record, by the way, is held by Liu Xiaojun. Set that in the World Championships in Poland, 176 kilos, which is also the world record. Now, Kim Kwang Song are making a first appearance here. 162, he's gone up a couple of kilos. He posted 160, so as Michaela will tell you, that suggests that things have gone to plan. Or maybe even a bit better. Gonna on walkabout, but at least the feet were eventually still and looked, well, I couldn't really see from here whether they were in line, but they looked as if they probably were.
It's always a bit nerve-wracking coming on for your first attempt. And now we can see here, just slightly out of position, just slightly forwards as he stood up. Had to take the steps forward to get his body weight back underneath the bar. But it's irrelevant, as long as you stay on the platform, it's a good lift.
He's got to find something, though. You know, Kim, who's been runner-up in the last couple of World Championships, when you look at the achievements on the snatch, you know, 168, he relies a lot on the clean and jerk to get up there, and you've got to assume that Liu is in, you know, very strong form as well.
Well, Kim has a best clean and jerk of 200. He's down to start on 190, but looking at the scoreboard, so is everybody else. So he is going to have to find something special today if he's going to stand on that podium.
So, Yusuf Mohammed Ihab, second attempt, 5 kilo increase, 162 he's looking for. This is to go on body weight into first place.
Just throws the head back at the top of the lift, but is landing them today. It's 2 out of 2. Good progress in the competition, 1 attempt still remaining. That whip of the head back could quite easily send the shoulders backwards as well.
It gives an air, not only in the execution of the lift, but in the way that he walks off stage, that, you know, he's very well prepared for this championship, yes, which is always good to see.
Well, he looks confident.
So now it's Iran, and this is a 4 kilo increase to 162. Now, the Egyptian at 76.37 will still stay in first place, even if Tajian gets this, because he weighed in at 76.76, currently lying in 8th place. But that one got away. And Tajian, much more experienced than the majority of this field at 28, but he's yet another lifter who's come down this season from 85 kilos to 77.
Well, it's not a bad lift. He's not too far away from his best, and considering the weight loss, he's done pretty well.
So From the Rossion tribe, this is Tigran. And this man has already proved himself to be a real achiever. Bronze medalist way back in Beijing when he became the youngest Olympic medalist for his country, Armenia.
He's put his starting weight down 2 kilos, so let's hope he can succeed with his first attempt.
Had a back injury before the London 2012 games, which is the reason why he couldn't get involved there. But he is a former world champion, 2010.
Oh, it's in front.
No, we really do need to see that from the side, don't we?
Well, for the replay, yes. But you could see there just almost sitting back, trying to pull it back. But when it's that far in front and there's nothing underneath the bar to support it, it's so hard to recover. So close.
Yeah. Here, we'll get a better idea.
Oh, just comes onto his toes a bit early. Just took a split second at the bottom. In that case, it may have been better to try and stand straight up and take a couple of steps forward to recover. Nonetheless, it's a failed first attempt. He won't be following himself, though.
So still leading is Mohammed of Egypt in first place. Second spot at the moment to Kim Kwang-song of the People's Republic of Korea. Now Su Ying led earlier on, but he's dropped down to fourth place. But he's taking a fairly measured increase here of just 3 kilos. 163 being loaded onto the bar for Su Ying.
I have his best down as a 158.
Did 170 in the Nationals.
Okay, ignore me then.
Yes, but, you know, the Nationals back in April, that's a long way back. This is now, that was then.
Well, I was going to say this is a big lift. It was going for a personal best, but no, it's clearly not.
Well, in terms of competition, you're absolutely right. Because the recognised competitions are the international championships. That's...
Yeah, but he's still capable of 170, so...
Well, he'd be in trouble if he's not.
Not sure it's there today, though.
It's not a matter of strength.
No, I'd say this right now is a matter of power, a matter of the execution, the explosiveness. Just needs a little bit more spark. He's clearly strong enough. Needs a bit more spark at the top of the lift.
I think that is quite a heavy setback for him.
It could be costly because this competition is so close.
Yeah, he needs to keep in touch in the first half. So does he put it up or does he stay? We have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Tigran Amati Rossion, first ever world champion for Armenia as well. Older and younger brothers. Ashot. One of them.
Oh dear. Well, this is very, very costly. He's a lifter with a big clean and jerk as well. Looking at the start list, we would have expected him to be playing for the medals. And now suddenly he finds himself having to lower his starting weight, missing his first 2 attempts. Only one more attempt. What happens here? Throws the shoulders back, leaves the bar in front. Oh dear.
It's been a bit of a road back for him, though, because that back injury that kept him out of London 2012 has plagued him beyond that. I mean, he did come back this year and win the European title, but, you know, he's had a long time off the competition stage recovering from that injury. And now Victor Getz, who's been pushed back down to 5th. Now he's going for 163.
Sensible increase, PB attempt.
And
Fights hard.
If he can get it.
Wow, look at that fight. Very nearly bounced off him. Had to work hard just to steady himself before standing. And there's the smile. Personal best by 3 kilos. Great lifting, 3 out of 3. And I'm sure we're going to see medals here decided on consistency. Great extension. Really good shoulder stability.
Oh, right. So you're putting this down to the 6 out of 6 evening, aren't you? Those who make the 6 out of 6 attempts.
I'm just a firm believer in if you're technically efficient, you're going to be hitting more of the lifts, you're going to be more consistent, and you just put yourself in a much, much better position. Yes, you're going to get freaks, you're going to get people that are ridiculously strong, but if they're missing the technical element, they miss the consistency, and they miss the opportunity to progress even further than what they could.
Still 2 men to start. Xiaojun, the Olympic champion, and the junior Andranik Karapetyan of Armenia. And Karapetyan should be coming out pretty soon because he's posted 164 for his opener, but Xiaojun 170. So theoretically, he might be the last to start. If he gets 170 on his first attempt, then there might be a shout of an attempt ultimately for the Snatch world record, which he owns.
Oh, Rossion to stay in the competition, 163.
Yep. Now, we don't want to lose yet another competitor. Big moment.
No, it's gone. And that's a big wasted opportunity. Do you know what? That's a horrible feeling. Not much you can do or say to console an athlete in that position. He had full control over the situation and has just lost it, just thrown it away. All that preparation down the drain. Not too bad technically either, maybe a bit quicker to the receiving position here, a bit soft under the bar. Just a couple of kilos too much.
Yeah, and those hips were behind, and yeah, I feel very sorry for him because it's been a tough journey to get back, and as I said, he did win the Europeans, but this is a league above. So, first appearance now of Andranik Karapetyan representing Armenia. So you've just seen Rossion of Armenia effectively bomb out. So Armenia's interest now on this young man's shoulders, only 19.
And he pointed to his elbows before he came onto the platform to let the referees know that they don't lock. So that's a good lift. So if you have an athlete where the elbows don't lock very well, so long as there's no flexion and extension, then that's okay.
Interesting, he was the European bronze medalist behind Tigran in Georgia this year and contributed 164. So he's just come out and opened up on what was his personal best. Well, it still is his personal best, but he's obviously got a big chance to go further.
Yes, he has. And remember, this lad is only a junior. Karapetyan, only 20 years of age.
I've got him
sorry,
19.
almost 20. Yeah. Sorry, next month he turns 20. This is his last year as a junior. And you would expect youngsters of that kind of age, full of natural testosterone, to be progressing and developing at a massive rate.
So Victor gets down into silver medal position, and Egypt's Youssef Mohammed now into bronze, and now this is Rahimov, 155, 160, 165 for the outright lead. Another 85-kilo lifter coming down to the 77-kilo class. He was just out of the medals in this season's International Weightlifting Grand Prix in China when he was, as I said, lifting at 85 kilos. But that was a tune-up for this.
3 from 3, and look how dynamic that lift is. That's great lifting.
Oh, that's a personal best at this weight category by some long way. And Alexei, not much expression of him at the moment, but
throws his shoulders back a fraction, but so quick and so dynamic.
Precision, 100%, millimeter perfect. Well, this is really tight. Just Liu Xiaojun backstage, yet to come, and now here's his Chinese teammate, and he has put the bar up. We did suggest that could happen. He's gone for 165, so he's obviously not too concerned about the extra kilos, but he knows that, you know, this competition is coming to its conclusion. He's probably going to miss out on the medals. You just don't know. But I think at this moment in time, they desperately want to keep him in touch, as close as they can.
This is a risky lift. If it comes off, it will be worth it.
Well, we know he's done it in the Nationals, but this is a whole different affair.
Oh, that's a great lift.
What a good recovery.
Well, having missed 163 on his second attempt, to increase it by a further 2 kilos, to come out and nail that, really puts him right up there in contention now for a medal on the snatch. If he doesn't get a medal on the snatch, he's still in contention for an overall medal. If he'd have missed that, we could have probably written him off in the rest of the event.
21 years of age.
Good extension, really quick to the bottom, works hard, and very good stability.
Yeah, mature effort.
You can just see what that lift meant to him.
Puts him up into the silver medal position. Body weight separating him from the man who currently leads, and that's Nijat Rahimov. So, Kim Kwang Song, 162, 4 kilo increase for the outright lead.
It's there.
Oh, that was very good. That was very good indeed. Better than the opener, much more convincing. A 166. It isn't a personal best, but he's only a couple of kilos away from that, but timely.
Yeah, and he's still got 1 attempt remaining, so he can almost sit back and wait to see what Mohammed of Egypt and Karapetyan are capable of before he decides what weight he wants to opt for on a 3rd attempt. Remember, we haven't seen Liu yet of China.
No, I know. So, Youssef. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lifts remaining in this first half of the 77 kilo championship of the world, and this will be important. What a pity.
Well, he knew that was a shot at a medal, and he only had 1 lift to try and do it. He's going to find himself back down in his 6th place at the moment. Could be 7th, making the assumption that Liu of China can get at least 1 lift in.
So just at this moment, as you see the young Armenian Karapetyan coming out here, Kim Kwang Song leading with 166, ahead of Rahimov, who's even lighter than him on 165, but his lifting is all over. Kim Kwang Song with 1 attempt to come. And here's Karapetyan on 164, going up to 167, trying to take the overall lead, currently lying in 4th place. And this will be his 2nd attempt, so he's got 1 more to come, and still waiting in the wings, as Michaela said, Liu Xiaojun, the world record holder. Wasted attempt.
2nd attempt, he still has 1 more lift remaining.
But needed that.
Yes,
needed
he did.
That.
That would have taken him into the lead. He's almost certainly going to keep the weight the same. Just rolled away from him off the floor. That's going to put all the weight onto the toes. As a result, they're unable to get the full extension at the hip.
Now, the only thing in his favour is the fact that Kwang is going to come out and take 167 to try and enhance his lead.
You see the Chinese coaches.
In fact, Karapetyan coming out again.
You see the Chinese coaches back there looking and keeping a very close eye.
Has Kwang gone up? Oh, he's 170, I beg your pardon, he's gone up, and that's why the Armenian is coming out. So, People's Republic of the Korea at the moment leading from Kazakhstan, Su Ying of China in the bronze medal position.
Yeah. I think that's okay. He's got soft elbows.
Yeah, it just makes all the difference, though. If he got that on his 2nd attempt, just having that extra opportunity, you just never know. But, you know, I think that's, in a way, very good that he's recovered, but a pity that he didn't get it previously. So he takes the lead in the first discipline, the snatch. Now in second place is Kim Kwang-song. In third place, Nihat Rahimov. But now, as announced, the first attempt of this superb talent, the world record holder with 176 kilos, Xiaojun, and only second in the nationals by virtue of heavy body weight to Su Ying, but with all the experience in the world. The Olympic champion, the world champion of 2009, 11 and 13.
What's there? Didn't look overly convincing, but it doesn't really matter. 170, first attempt, catapults himself straight up into the lead with still 2 attempts remaining and only one other lifter to reply. Question is, how much further will he go? World record stands at 176, which is his own world record.
Well, it's in range. I could see him going, you know, what would he do? Go the 4 kilos and then the 3?
Yeah, probably. That looked too, I would say that first attempt looked a bit too challenging to suddenly put another 7 kilos on.
Yeah.
He would probably do it in 2 steps, but first and foremost, do they focus on trying to win the gold?
Oh, yes.
So
you're absolutely right there. That has to be, and I'm sure it is, the priority. So.
Well, Kim has gone to 171. And the reason he's done that, 170 would not be enough to take the gold on the snatch. 171 would put him now into gold medal position if successful. He would then be relying on Liu of China.
Failing. Yeah.
Liu of China has gone 175, second attempt. That may change if Kim lifts this weight, though. Well, that's there. He's in the gold medal position.
But that is a massive personal best because it's 3 kilos above anything he's achieved on a competition stage. And how timely is that?
Well, just incredible lifting. That is a sign of somebody that wants a medal. He's put himself in gold medal position. The question now is, does Liu of China continue with a 175 as planned, or does he bring it down to 172 to take the gold on the snatch first and foremost?
Well, most importantly, he's got to keep in touch because, remember, he's got 2 silver medals from previous World Championships, but he really wants the gold. So, Kim in the gold medal position. Liu here with 170, going for 175 still.
Yep, 175 to be loaded on the bar.
So there must be a certain confidence. And young Andranik Karapetyan, the junior, certain, of course, of the bronze medal because of that recovery third attempt at 167. So, well, the path is clear here, isn't it? 175 to open up a 4 kilo advantage. And just in terms of body weight, he weighed in, this is Liu in front of you, 76.66, and Kim 76.76. So Liu here has a body weight advantage, and he's now got a kilo advantage.
Well, that was a confident lift. That was far better than the first attempt that we saw. And that's a tough decision. He could have easily gone 172 to guarantee the gold on the snatch, but he said, no, I'm better than that. I'm going 175. Puts himself 4 kilos in the lead, 1 attempt remaining, and the world record attempt is almost certainly on the cards. 176 is his current personal best and world record. It's got to be at least 177, surely.
Yeah, I think the 4 kilo advantage, though, is really important when you look ahead, even though he's posted 200, which is more than anybody else to open up on the clean and jerk. And this is an outstanding athlete, you know. when do you come across somebody who's got an Olympic gold and 3 World Championship golds? You know, this is a remarkable athlete. And when you look back over the years and see, there you can see it's gone to 177, so it's a world snatch attempt by 1 kilo. There's some great names who've won this in years gone by when these weight categories were established. Zlatan Vanev won it for Bulgaria, 365 is his total on those days. Hongki was a great lifter for China, won it on the 361 in 2005. And Tigran Rossion, well, of course, he's bombed out, but he won it with 373 in 2010 in Antalya. And Xiaojun last year, 367. But when you look down the whole list here, the man who's won this with more kilos than anybody else is this man who won the 2013 title in Poland with 380. Well, it's never easy, but on the evidence of the first 2 performances, and as you rightly said, Nicola, the second attempt was really excellent.
Well, what can you say? He off the world record, second attempt, it was better than his first. But this is the one he's come for. This is the weight that he desperately wants. He wants to break his own world record by another kilo. 177 attempt.
31 years of age now. Absolutely stellar record.
So close.
Well, he was out of sync, like the director there. That's a real pity to have a world attempt. Couldn't really... I hope we get a better replay, to be honest. And so, not to be.
Oh, not much wrong, just his right arm buckled. How disappointing, so close.
But he's got the advantage. He leads at the halfway stage. And so China, Liu Xiaojun in the gold medal position, the silver at the moment. Kim Kwan-song has got that for the People's Republic of Korea. And the bronze goes to Armenia, Andranik Karapetyan. Now, here you can see the relevance of this. 175, then we drop to 171, then we go to 167. And then there's a fight there. Look, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And Victor gets there. How close is that? 4 kilos between 3rd and 6th for the fight for the bronze medal. And that's pretty fascinating. So we definitely have 2 fights going on here.
Yes, we
Probably
do.
one for the gold and silver and the other for the bronze. But this man, impressive.